Welcome to SethCraft. I'm currently building a 20 by 30 shop, and it's time to install a window into this wall behind me here. The window I'm going to be installing is a 24 by 36 inch vinyl new construction window. Let's go ahead and get started putting this window into this wall. I've already got the tyvek home wrap on the side of the building, and so I'm going to be making some cuts in here that are rather specific to installing a window. So using a razor knife, I'm going to find my lower corner here. I'm going to stick the blade right there on that corner and make a 45 up about 4 inches or so. Do that over here. So I'm making a 45. And now I'm going to move up to the top where I'm going to find the top edge of my window. And I'm going to cut right into that corner and move across the top here all the way to the other end. And then from that corner, I'm going to make a 45 degree down, doing the same as the lower corners, about 4 inches. All right, and so from this new diagonal spot right here, I'm going to now cut down to match the one that was cut below. Do that on the bottom. Match that diagonal, and then make this diagonal reach down here to the bottom one. And then I can make sure the top is fully cut loose there. Okay. Now up here on the top, I'm going to continue that 45 on out, about 6 or so inches up the top, like this right here. Do that over here as well. There we go. You can see I've got a flap up here at the top that I'm going to be able to push back like that. Now that I have my tyvek home wrap cut in this pattern, I'm going to use some tyvek tape to lock this down to the window sill. And so I'm just going to essentially put some tyvek tape here on the tyvek home wrap. And I'm just going to lock this piece down to the bottom sill. Just like the bottom, I'm going to do the same with the sides. Just fold those back and then lock that into place with some tyvek tape. I'm also going to make sure the corners are protected as well. And so what I'm going to do is put a couple pieces in right here, as well as on the side. And I'm also going to put a piece right into the corner. Essentially, if water were to ever get to this point, it would hit the tyvek tape and then roll out the window right here and prevent the inside of your structure from getting water damaged. In the corner, I'm going to fold over a piece of this tyvek tape, stick it right there in the corner, and then just let this make that corner right there, and that should be nice and secure. Now that I have the tyvek home wrap attached to the window sill with the tyvek tape, it's time to use some window flashing to get this sill even more waterproofed in. So this is a rubberized material that has a very sticky back surface. And so what I want to do is cut enough of this so that I have some to go up about 4 to 5 inches on the sides. So I've got this one marked out here. All right, so about right here ought to do it. Just going to cut that. I find it's very helpful to measure it before you put pull the paper off the back. So basically, I'm going to find the center point of this window and start from the middle and put this down, pressing this into the corners, and that will make a good waterproof seal for this window to sit onto. So now I can remove this sticky back. If you let this stuff touch itself, it's done for, so definitely be careful. All right, I'm going to hold it together in the middle like this. Find general middle of the window. Have about half and half on the sill, and let this fold down into the corners. right. Stick that in there pretty good. And then move up the side. Same over here. Stick it into the corner and then move up the side. All right. Now I can press that in really good. They make rollers you can press this in really well, but I don't have one of those, so just doing this by hand. Now you'll notice that it's not going to stretch around the corner here. So I'm going to take my razor knife and just make a straight line across the end there. And then I'm able to press this part down. And then this part will go out. Okay. And now I need to cut a couple more small strips of this flashing to go on this right here and have the opposite cut inside. So all I need here is about 4 or 5 inches. And I'm going to take this and just stick it there on top of that other one. And now this time I'm going to take my knife and cut up a 45 degree here in the inside and fold that over. And now that has made a corner there that will hopefully never have to have any issues with water. I'm going to take this top flap and just a piece of this Tyvek tape and stick this up here just to hold it out of the way. I've got some silicone caulking that I'm going to be putting around the outside of this window frame in order to lock the window itself into position and make a waterproof seal. Now I want to go right along the edge here with the sealant, but not put anything on the bottom. So if water ever does get to here, it can find its way out. Trapped water under a window is no good. Now it's time to place the window into position. So I'm just going to lift this up and set it in. All right, got that in place. Now I can use a level here on the top to make sure that it is level. It is. Luckily I took care whenever I was making my frame to get that nice and level. And then I'm going to be using some 2-inch Torx head screws to get this into position. You can use nails, but you have to be really careful not to hit the side of the window or you will bust stuff, this being a vinyl window. Now as you can see, these windows have a bunch of places for screws, and I'm going to go ahead and fill them all up except for the bottom of the window. I'm going to leave those open. The caulking that was put under here is going to start squishing out, and that is totally fine. I've got a little extra caulking, so I'm going to go ahead and put this around the perimeter of the window. Now that I have the window in, all the screws here, and the caulking on there, it's time to put some flashing on the outside. So I'm going to unroll this and have about 3 or 4 inches above the window, and then come down here and have 3 or 4 inches below the window. Go ahead and get that cut. I'm going to peel the full length of this. Now I want to make sure that I have this all the way up against the window. Right about there should do it. And then just press this into place. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing on the other side real quick. This flashing covers up all of those screw holes and also prevents any water from ever getting in there. So the siding will come across this and go up into that gap as well. And you won't ever have water getting in there, around, and in. It just won't happen. So it makes a really good seal. Now that both the sides are done, it's time to put the flashing across the top. And that is going to be essentially the same as doing the sides. You just make sure you have enough of this flashing to go to overlap that and then some. All right, I'm gonna go up to the top, make sure this fits down into the groove there of the window, and then get this pressed down. You do this one last so that there's no gaps between the top and the side. Okay, and now I can pull the tab here on my tyvek and let that fall down into position. And I'm going to use tyvek tape to cover up these side seams. Now I also like to put one more piece of tyvek tape right here to make sure that no water ever gets underneath that flashing, and then this side will be done. All right, and it is complete. That's how I install a window into the side of a wall. So just for a simple recap, you cut your tyvek at 45s, fold down the bottom and sides, and then you cut past the window on the top and lap that up so it will be out of the way. Then you take tyvek tape and you fold that into the inside and make sure it is sealed nicely. Then you take your flashing on the bottom and you lay that halfway in, halfway out. Then you cut an extra little piece around the corner to make sure that is good. Then you put caulking around the outside, put your window in place. I used screws for this one. And then we're gonna have the flashing goes on the sides first, then the top, fold your flap, put tyvek, and you're good to go. Very nice. Let's open this up and make sure it works. Here we go. We're gonna unlock this, grab from the bottom. It's got these little plastic tabs up here you have to press up, but once that's been done, it's pretty easy to slide that window open. Very nice. Well, I am happy to have a window here in the studio space, and I think it's going to be nice to be able to look outside here and see what's going on. Thank you so much for watching this window install. If you've enjoyed the video, thumbs up button, and be sure to leave me a comment down below. If you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to do that and ring the notification bell because I have tons of videos coming up here in this 20 by 30 studio space. I'm Seth Johnson with SethCraft Workshop, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.